Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
5.
Ooh, man, what a beautiful sunrise going on over there on Woodward right now.
You are like literally the most basic bitch in the world. You should have seen Stick before the show started. Hey, Joey, look, let me take a picture. Don't move. It's like the beautiful sunrise behind me.
If you want to see me being a basic bitch, you can go right now to our Instagram at Woodward Sports and see the nice video I took of Joey. I thought he looked beautiful. The sun is beaming in. Joey is a beam of sunlight anyways.
They have a nice lineup today, too, all thanks to Lady James, my girl Melissa.
Yeah, looking fresh. And Corey.
And you're holding your Birmingham Roast coffee. I mean, it's got basic bitch written all over you today.
Shout out to Birmingham Roast. Wake up, drink coffee, be awesome, repeat.
You go take a picture in front of that sign, too, and post it on Instagram?
Hit him with a smile. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show. My name is Stick.
Good morning, it's Corey.
And it's Joey. Hello.
I like how Corey was assertive this morning. Not, hi, it's Corey.
I mean, you know, I got a haircut, so I feel better.
Yeah, you look good, man.
Shout out to Moose. You know, yesterday I was telling you guys I need to get cut up, and then I hit him up, and he said, can you get here in 20 minutes? Hey, see y'all tomorrow.
Yep. And we had to do a Pistons pregame, so what does Corey do? He checks in from the barber's seat on the Pistons. Dude, do you see the comments? Like, Corey's a legend for doing that. So maybe that's how we got to do it for every Pistons pregame.
And this is the thing, too, is, like, normally anybody ever tells their job, oh, I got to leave before I technically am off the clock. You're not leaving. You're getting fired or something. But it was a barber appointment with Moose.
Yeah.
So we don't care about our time. We're on Moose's time.
It's only once every couple of weeks.
Well, you did a good job, man. You're looking crispy this morning.
Hey, gotta look professional for the gig, right?
You do. I mean, that's what Rob Parker told you, and ever since then, you have been on point with that haircut. So we got a big show planned today. Terry Foster is going to join us at 9 a.m. We're going to talk Stafford, Rodgers, and Watson, compare those three. Plus, there's a new coach in Texas that we want to talk about, too. But first, before we get to that, you ready for your news, Joey?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's hit him with Joey's news.
Sadly, we were all wrong yesterday when it came to the Detroit Pistons. Andre Drummond, Colin Sexton, they gave us a little bit of an ass whooping. Pistons fall 122 to 107 to the Cavs. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it was not a good game. Andre Drummond looked like a really good player last night, and I don't like that one bit.
No.
I'm not shocked.
I'm not shocked, but I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
It's like, why couldn't he do that when he was here in Detroit?
He was actually averaging around the same numbers. The problem is that he's now surrounded by better guard play. So I've been pounding that table like Adam for years. You surround Drummond with the correct guard play, you're going to see him elevate his game.
Speaking of Adam,
I'm so proud of myself.
that you're the one who's the table pounder.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, guys, we forgot to acknowledge Adam is doing producer cam today again.
Listen.
And he looks fresh too with his haircut.
Listen.
That's right.
All I know is anytime I look at Adam now, I'm just gonna be thinking like this. I'm gonna just be thinking like this. Money. Because yesterday was a big day,
That's
right?
right.
So look, I got all these stacks on me, you see? I say stacks, it's only singles because I only bet $10. But I bet $10 on the Manchester United verse. I don't even know who I bet on, but they ended up winning. So who was it?
You take
Sheffield United.
Sheffield.
We took
Gary
them at
Sheffield.
plus 871 on my bookie.
Nice.
No clue who they are.
How much money did you make?
So
then?
I won $87.
Hey.
So I'm gonna pass off a little stack.
Thank you, Joey.
Stack off to you.
Thank
and
you.
Fish, this is for you, Adam. Freaking love you. That was the greatest excitement I've ever had yesterday was getting the text from Fish saying, Joey, Sheffield United won. And I looked at him and I said, who the hell is that? He's like, that's the team that Adam told you to bet on yesterday on my bookie. I was like, what?
Well, congrats, man.
I'm
Joey's
balling.
paying for lunch
That's
today.
the insider trading, baby.
Yeah, the insider trading.
Looking like a new man. And now, I hate to do this, but we got to flip the tone on this right here because yesterday there was a really nasty story the last couple of days that really broke in the NFL. And the Seahawks, they have officially cut Chad Wheeler, and they issued a statement encouraging him to get some help after that domestic violence arrest. And this whole story is just disgusting. We're going to be talking about it and give our take in a little bit because we all feel the same way. I mean, the whole world feels the same about this.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it, so I don't want to go off right now.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a few. But one Detroit story that I really want to highlight. This is freaking amazing because Walgreens has a new CEO, and this girl is a Detroit native, a Cass Tech grad. Her name is Roz Brewer, and this makes her the only black woman leading a Fortune 500 company.
Wow!
So
all
we
right.
got to clap it up. It's amazing.
That's crazy. I didn't even know she was from Cass Tech. I didn't even know she was from Detroit. So those two bits of information makes it even a little bit sweeter.
I was gonna say, you're rooting for her. Now you're like rooting for her and rooting for her.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all right, cool.
See, now it's like the CVS versus Walgreens. Now you know where to go.
Right, now you know where you're going.
You got to. So that is your Woodward Sports update. So let's do this.
Yeah, and we got to give a shout out to Grow Green. Go to growgreenmi.com today, and if you want to call them too, you can call Grow Green and mention Woodward Sports, and they'll hook you up with a free T-shirt. Then we got a ton of goodies here that we can give away too. So if you want something from Grow Green, actually just drop Grow Green in the comments right now, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, and we'll pick some winners. Let's see. I got some T-shirts for Grow Green. I got some what do you call it? Frisbees. So all types of stuff. If
The
you
Gators are the best though.
Yeah, no, this is what I wear all the time, the Gators. So if you want one of those from Grow Green, drop Grow Green in the comments right now. We'll pick some winners after the show. Thank you guys so much. Grow Green MI, the best deals, dankest deals in town on all your growing needs, right?
Yes, sir. And they're local, so you got to support your local company.
Yeah, definitely. And they were one of the first on board here at Woodward Sports, so we love them for that too. So thank you, Grow Green. Something kind of cool happened last night. I mean, we all reminisced about Kobe on the 1-year anniversary of Kobe passing away in the helicopter flight. And then last night, a couple NBA players decided to do tributes on their shoes. Did you see this, Corey?
Not all of them.
Oh, man. So Joel Embiid, they were playing the Lakers last night, which, by the way, that was a great game. The 76ers beat the Lakers. I didn't think they were going to come back and win that game, but they did.
We beat the 76ers, so that's all that matters.
Right, so NBA math means we're better than the Lakers.
I like how you think.
Just
We're playing them actually, so we'll see.
Yeah, the Lakers messed up my parlay last night, so I'm not happy about that.
Joel Embiid, he had the nice tribute to Gigi and Kobe right on his shoes, and then also Steph Curry and a couple other of the Golden State Warriors. They all three of them were wearing shoes last night from Under Armour that had like Girl Dad on them and pictures of Gigi and all that good stuff. So
It's just crazy like what this has done, not only to the entire NBA, but the entire world. You know, it's like, I'll be the first one to admit I'm not the biggest Kobe fan, but like then it started really making me appreciate Kobe and kind of just look into it and just see what a good dad he was and the way he raised his girls.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And those, I mean, beyond that, like just the shoe tribute is becoming like such a thing now, you know?
Yeah, I've seen it on just covering Pistons game. I've seen tributes of all kinds on the shoes. Former Detroit Piston Langston Galloway, he was the biggest with the shoes. He would do some tribute to whatever, and he would have it like custom painted, designed, to mock whatever his current event is going on or something like that, or he just have some cartoons. So it's really becoming a real thing now.
I mean, that's the thing though. You look at their uniforms, they can't really alter anything. Shoes is really the only thing they have control of.
Right.
So it's like that's their kind of way to get their personalities out. Because
Express
Langston,
themselves.
For real, because Langston's the guy, like he does Toy Story, he'll do shoes with bad boys on them. He does every single thing you could possibly think of. And
I wish the NFL would let their players have some type of expression. It's like
they find them for everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, man, you're taking the fun out the damn game.
You know who's really pissed about this sneaker trend, though? The guy that used to do airbrush over at, what do you call it, Gibraltar Trade Center. He's like, dude, I've been doing airbrush T-shirts for years. Now all of a sudden airbrush shoes are taking off. He's pissed, man. He's pissed right now.
Hey, he should have moved away from them T-shirts.
Should have gone to the shoes. Do you have any like shoes like that, tribute shoes, any nice shoes like that? I'm not the sneaker guy. These are the coolest shoes I got.
You know what? I've never really been a sneaker person ever. I mean, I have a lot of dress shoes and kind of different type of gym shoes, but like being a true sneakerhead, like, oh, the Jordans come out or the LeBrons or Kobe's come out, I gotta grab them. Not that guy.
Joey, I know you buy the fake shoes.
Yeah, I bought
The
one.
knockoffs.
Everybody thinks all my stuff is fake, but actually, I got to shout out my boy Bernard because the other day he actually hooked me up with some of the Kobe Grinch shoes that I've been dying to get. I know.
No. This is the thing. Me and Jordan was supposed to let me know when he had the plug on him, and now he left me hanging. See?
No, Corey. No.
Strike two.
Well, what happened, Corey?
What happened was,
So it's like for me, like those shoes mean a lot to me because like there's so much just history behind it. And I admit that I'm not a huge Kobe fan. I love LeBron way more than Kobe,
Wow.
but it's just I respect his game. You know, it's one of those things that I look at them as one-on-one. I choose LeBron over Kobe. But then you look at like the legacy behind it. And there's so much more to it. So those shoes mean a lot to me. But then I have another pair of shoes. It's just some pink Vans. Some low-top, regular pink Vans. And my boy TYP, who is one of the Illich grandsons, who has a lot of like artwork in the actual Little Caesars Arena Stadium.
that's awesome.
He does like his random little touches to shoes, and he took a paintbrush and just splashed on the shoe, and then he wrote love and then hate all across the shoe, and he crossed off every hate. So it just shows love, and it's those shoes I love so much.
And hate.
I don't hate.
No,
the hate is crossed off.
Yeah, that's awesome. Adam, I mean, you rock good shoes, but I don't see you ever, going out to get sneakers.
No, not much of a sneaker guy.
Yeah. I mean, Ant, you could tell Ant's a sneakerhead when he comes in.
He has an addiction.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he has. I think he told me he has like close to. Well, he told me he has well over 100.
Wow. And we saw him here on a Tuesday wearing like $2,000 shoes.
The Ben and Jerry's.
The Ben and Jerry Nikes.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what he's wearing on Fridays and Saturdays.
Well, he's supposed to pop by today. Let's see what we can jack him for now.
I went to middle school and high school with a kid named Brandon, and every time a new pair of Jordans would come out, he would buy 3 pair. One to wear, one to never wear, and the other ones to like hoop in.
See, the hooping one I can't agree with, but the wear and not wear, I mean, the resale value on retro J's is through the roof.
I still wonder this day if he kept those, because like his parents literally would buy him 3 pairs of Jordans every time they would come out. I only had like 1 pair of Jordans in my entire life, but damn, they were expensive. I couldn't imagine my parents dropping that was only when they were like $150 too.
Yeah.
Can't imagine my parents dropping $500 every time a new pair of J's comes out. Yeah. But if he held on to all those J's, whoo!
And see, my dad hated Michael Jordan, so Jordans in my house were like a curse word.
Wow. Really? That's awesome.
So, like my first pair of my mom got me Jordan when I was like a baby, but that don't count. I'm talking about like when I was able to appreciate them. My first pair of Jordans came in 10th grade, and my uncle bought them.
Nice.
So is this like a thing that like you'll always have in your head, like Dad doesn't let me get these J's, I can't get them?
I mean, right now it's just like I'm kind of past the phase because I was never able to participate in it because I missed the train. I missed the wave.
You're late to the game.
I missed the wave.
You're late to the game.
Those shoe tributes last night to Kobe were pretty awesome. Under Armour did a great job, and then Joel Embiid with the Nikes. Those were just amazing looking shoes, and it's kind of cool to see that, and that's how players pay their tribute now.
Yeah.
And like you said, I wish the NFL would loosen up a little bit, but that's a whole nother story about the NFL.
They let some things with the cleats, don't they?
No.
It's like
they find a guy for wearing pink cleats for breast cancer outside of October.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, right. That's why the NFL they don't allow any of that shit.
Because I see like Darius Slay wearing some for the whole movie.
They'll give him a weekend.
Yeah, they give them,
so they'll let. Come on,
yeah,
man.
like it'll be like charity weekend. Wear whatever you want on your cleats, and they'll do that.
It's like being in middle school having like Jean Day and something.
Right, dress down day.
Right.
So there's 3 quarterbacks on the market right now. 3 big names on the market right now, and I wanted to have the conversation of these 3 quarterbacks. Which one would you rather have? And they all kind of bring something different to the table. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to kind of talk about the 3 right now. You got Matthew Stafford, who we are very familiar with here in Detroit. I really don't have to go into what he is, his accomplishments, and all of that good stuff, right? We know who Matthew Stafford is. Then you got Aaron Rodgers, who...
You say accomplishments?
Yes. Come on, man.
Lots of accomplishments. Just no big W's.
Then we got Aaron Rodgers, who... It's kind of rumored that he's going to leave Green Bay. It's kind of rumored that he's not going to leave Green Bay. Like, they just keep going back and forth, which to me shows it's not solidified, so that means it's not solidified. But Aaron Rodgers, as you know, super talented, has won a Super Bowl, can't seem to get his team back to a second Super Bowl, but he's got his Super Bowl underneath his belt. And then you got Deshaun Watson, obviously younger than the previous two, very talented, put up gaudy numbers this year, led the league in passing for yards. And he comes with I don't want to say baggage, but the way he's handling his situation could cause you to have some reservations. So, if you're a team, not the Detroit Lions, because we're the ones getting rid of Stafford, which of these quarterbacks do you want moving forward?
In order?
For the next, I'm just saying for the next 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not say...
That changes this up entirely.
Yeah, let's not say for the next 10 years, because obviously, Rodgers ain't going to make that, Stafford ain't going to make that. So, for the next... If you had to pick for the next 2 years, which one of these three quarterbacks are you building around?
I don't even really think the amount of years matter. To me, it doesn't matter whether it's for the immediate future or the distant future. The order should be Watson, Rodgers, Stafford.
Adam agrees with that. And why? Why do you pick Watson over those two?
Okay, simple. If you're looking for a win now situation and you're the quarterback for the next 10
Franchise
years,
QB.
you're gonna go with Deshaun Watson. I mean, we got the numbers right here. 4,823 yards with a 70% completion rate, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. That was without DeAndre Hopkins. He loses DeAndre Hopkins and throws for 1,000 more yards.
But we saw that with Stafford, too, when he lost Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like Rodgers is on his way out the door in the next 4 or 5 years, and even with him playing at an MVP level, he still could not manage more than 6 points off of 3 picks in the NFC Championship. He's consistently dropped the ball in the past decade when it comes to getting his team over the hump. So in that case, I would go ahead and invest in the younger guy who is going to be more on top of his game and has similar, if not better, stats.
How has Deshaun Watson and Matthew Stafford fared in the playoffs?
They both haven't fared well, but I would definitely take still Deshaun Watson over Matthew Stafford. I mean, here's the thing. You've had J.J. Watt on camera say, we're sorry for wasting a year of your career.
God, none of those quarterbacks have had that cosign.
That statement is so heavy. That will hang on with, that's something we're going to be talking about 10 years from now. You remember when the defensive MVP apologized to his quarterback for wasting his career? That just doesn't happen.
Yeah, especially, you look at, defensive MVP is one thing. This is J.J. Watt, one of the most respected in the league.
Right.
So, to me, that is a good point. And, when you go through the whole lineup, that is exactly what I'm picking as well.
Do you guys know what Deshaun Watson has that Matthew Stafford doesn't have?
Legs?
A division title.
Does he have a division?
A playoff win.
Yeah, the Texans had pretty good teams there for a while. He also had great defense surrounding him too. And listen, I'm a Deshaun Watson fan, but for this argument, if I got to win tomorrow, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
Why?
Because to me, when you just look at strictly quarterback talent and how he leads his team through the regular season, we could talk about Deshaun Watson's yardage. Yardage to me doesn't mean a damn thing. I need the touchdowns. I need the TD to interception ratio, the guy that's not going to throw away the ball game. If you're going to knock anything about Watson or Stafford is that they do make more mistakes.
But Deshaun Watson only had 7 picks last year.
I see that. But how many did Rodgers have?
5.
There you go.
Oh, whoa. All right. So, first of all, Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
God bless him.
MVP
Very
season.
Smart quarterback.
Season.
Not the MVP in my opinion.
And I know,
in my opinion.
He's in the conversation, correct?
Yeah, he's number 2.
Okay.
That's great. He's not number 1, though. But anyways, beyond the point. Aaron Rodgers did have a fantastic year. Hasn't done anything significant other than win regular season MVPs since his 2010 Super Bowl trip.
Dude, but if you want to list
guys need to
Deshaun
understand
Watson's division titles, how many division titles has Rodgers won?
He's only been in the league. Deshaun Watson's only been in the league for 3 years.
I got you. But if division titles are the prerequisite for the good, Aaron Rodgers got a couple of those.
Well, yeah, but that's a consequence of the Green Bay Packers organization just as much as it is him.
Okay.
Anyways, I think Corey nailed it on this one.
I digress.
I'm not even gonna have this conversation, but I think Corey nailed it. It's got to be Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, then Matthew Stafford. Deshaun Watson, heads and tails above the two. If you're taking them now,
See, I'm just talking
forward.
for the next 2 years. Obviously, if I'm building a
what's
5-year
Aaron
franchise,
Rodgers gonna get me? A division title and a
think if
playoff
you-
win, maybe.
yeah,
I think if you're going for the next 2 years, you still go Rodgers because you still go on Watson.
yeah,
though.
Freudian slip there, Corey.
no, you still
Freudian
go-
slip there.
No, you still go Watson because
Untapped potential with
Watson
Deshaun Watson.
Watson put those numbers up throwing to Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller.
I mean, I understand that, but you've seen Aaron Rodgers do it without great weapons too. This year, obviously, Devontae Adams. Well, I'm not going to say he didn't have a weapon.
We've seen him do regular season good, but in the playoffs, he consistently shows up. So in the next 2 years, why would I invest in Aaron Rodgers with a quality talent as opposed to Deshaun Watson? I don't get it because they're both putting up about the same numbers, but one quarterback has better talent. So if you give Deshaun Watson right now on the Packers, they're in the Super Bowl.
You think so?
Easy.
Well, he would have run it in on that third down play. You know that.
Yeah.
That Aaron Rodgers botched on. To me, that was the biggest mistake of that game was Rodgers not being able to run that third down play in.
Yeah.
So, you know what's scary about this conversation that we're having? It's not even about Matthew Stafford. Like, Matthew Stafford obviously is the third on all of our lists in this.
Yeah,
Right?
but I mean, we know that.
Well, what's scary about that, though, is because we're looking for market value to trade for him. And
Yep.
if we're discussing this and we're Stafford fans, like we're Detroit Lions fans, we know all about this. So in the scheme of things, if we're going to get some value for Stafford, if we're having this conversation, what do you think GMs around the league are like, okay, listen, I'd give
Yeah,
this
but
for
Aaron
Aaron.
Rodgers isn't available.
It kind of is. We don't know if he is or not. That's what's weird about
No,
this.
he's just being a bitch.
Well, that's what Aaron
He's being a
Rodgers
bitch
is.
because he threw away the game. He didn't win the game for his team. Tom Brady threw him the game, and he couldn't capitalize.
Literally
I don't
threw him
understand.
the game.
I get that, but you also got to understand they drafted a backup quarterback last year. They drafted a running back that they seldom use. Like anybody that they did not give him the pieces to go further than they went the previous year.
But this is also, too, why I will go ahead and grab Watson. Because when we talk about leadership, I believe Watson is the definition of leadership for J.J. Watt to back him.
That's right.
Aaron Rodgers has, for the past couple of years, has had receivers, has had teammates come out about his attitude in the locker room.
Not only receivers and teammates, his family fucking hates
Yeah,
him.
so, I mean...
Danica Patrick now hates him.
So when we talk about leadership, got to go with Watson again in that category. But to kind of go back on Stafford, I think he's in a weird spot because, yes, we don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be available, but teams are going to call. Teams are going to sell out the kid Watson or Aaron Rodgers before they even look at Stafford. So he's going to be kind of being like, he's going to be the third wheel.
I don't think teams would sell out to get 2 years or a year of Aaron Rodgers, especially with Aaron Rodgers not knowing if he wants to play.
Depending on the team.
That's a big
I mean,
risk.
it's working out for Tampa Bay, taking a risk on a veteran quarterback.
Well, they didn't take a risk on a veteran quarterback. He signed a 2-year commitment.
But, okay. But,
That's different.
But I'm saying, like...
you don't know if Aaron Rodgers wants to play.
You can tell he wants to play. He just wants the organization to support him and not draft a fucking
How?
backup
They
quarterback.
have.
I don't know,
Oh, my
man.
goodness.
Like, we talked about that. Like, it was pretty disrespectful to draft a backup quarterback.
It
First
wasn't.
round. Jordan Love. Yes, it was. If it was like a
Belichick
transcendent
drafted
guy.
8 quarterbacks within the first 4 rounds over Tom Brady's
First
career.
4 rounds, not first round.
He took Jimmy G early second round.
Okay, not first round.
I mean,
Oh my
Aaron
goodness,
Rodgers
that's the
should've-
argument. It wasn't the first round.
I mean,
he
that's-
was picked at 30.
That's
He
a
was picked
pretty.
at
That's a
30.
pretty big use of a first round pick for a position that wasn't even active for your playoff game this year.
Aaron Rodgers should have expected it, though. I mean, that's how he got there.
Oh,
First
I
round.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But I'm just saying, like, I feel
Was
he's
it
still.
disrespectful to Brett Favre,
Yes.
who at the time was an MVP?
Well, but here's
and
the
drafting him
difference.
at 24?
Here's the difference. Aaron Rodgers was a top prospect that fell to like the 20th pick. They had to take him there because he was the best player available. Jordan Love was like the 5th or 6th, 7th, 8th quarterback on some people's board, and they took him in the first round. So yeah, the Brett Favre comparison's fine because you're drafting a quarterback to replace your starter, but at the same damn time, it's not even close to the same because Aaron Rodgers fell so far, and that would be like Tua falling. Of course you have to fucking
Aaron
take
Rodgers
Tua.
fell for a ton of reasons, but Jordan Love, I didn't agree with the decision to draft him, but again, if you're an organization and that's your guy and you believe in him,
right,
you fucking take him. You don't let him go into the second round and risk somebody else taking him.
See, but what we're forgetting with this, though, with the whole Jordan Love, didn't the Packers trade up to get him too on top of that?
I don't remember if they did.
That's why I view it as being like insulting because of that.
I just view it because the team the year before was close, right? They were almost to the Super Bowl. They were in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, you want to give them more weapons. Like, imagine them with a T. Higgins on their team or another great wide receiver. Not great, but T. Higgins is a solid wide receiver. You put him opposite Davante Adams, you have a better offense than
Can we
Alan
stop doing
Lazard
this
over
for
there.
Aaron Rodgers? We suck his dick and we make so many
No one's
excuses for
sucking
him.
his
I don't
dick,
understand.
man. I'm just saying, if I'm an organization and I'm this close away, I'm giving my best player weapons. I'm not getting his backup. That's it.
My thing is this, though. I mean, we see Matthew Stafford when he had Calvin Johnson, how dangerous he really is. So imagine once he goes out and actually has that full support from a team, how dangerous he's going to be, because he's putting up those numbers with what we have right now.
I mean, Stafford put up numbers when he had that nucleus. I think he actually was better once Calvin left, to be quite honest.
Oh, yeah.
He was a more complete quarterback, but at the same time, when you need him the most, he has not gotten the job done.
Exactly.
So it's a weird situation for him.
I cannot believe this. We got breaking news. Justin Spiro does not agree with Adam.
Wow.
He just said a backup quarterback does nothing for a win now team. It's a total punt in 2020, and that's my take on it. It's just like if it was the Lions and we were this close and we're like, we got Aaron Rodgers still, but we're gonna take a backup quarterback when all we need is more weapons on offense. Oof, I'd be hurt by it.
Yeah.
I'd think it was a stupid move.
Especially to Justin's point, I feel like you can get a great quarterback that you want if your plan is to have a quarterback as the backup. You could get a great one in the second, third, fourth round.
That's not true.
But you just said the Patriots did it.
I just told. Well, no. What I said about the Patriots was that they drafted multiple quarterbacks during Tom Brady's reign, and Tom Brady only ever took a person when it was Jimmy G because he was actually good.
Yeah, Jimmy G.
They traded up to get Jordan Love because they believe in him. You can say it's stupid now, but we haven't seen a play of Jordan Love.
Right.
I agree that they should have retooled, but that is not the reason they lost in the NFC Championship, man.
But look at you talking about Zach Wilson, for example. A few weeks ago, you say Zach Wilson is going to be a great third or fourth round pick. So you think that he's a third or fourth round pick. So imagine if there is a Zach Wilson available in the third or fourth round pick.
Well, look at Jalen Hurts. You were able to get Jalen Hurts much later in the draft. Would you rather have Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts? But for real, honestly, what do you know about Jordan Love? I don't know much about Jordan Love, to be honest with you.
We don't know anything.
No one
obviously,
really
because
does.
We haven't seen him. But the Packers organization went from a Hall of Fame quarterback to another one, and they just drafted his replacement, apparently. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to trust their decision to take a quarterback in the first round.
Long term, but short term, I think it bit him in the ass. That's what I'm saying.
Short term, it's stupid, but it did not cost them the NFC Championship game.
It may have. It may have.
You can't.
You can't say either way, really, but it may have not.
No, that game was decided because the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers could not score off the many turnovers that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers committed.
And if he had another weapon, maybe they could have scored. That's what I'm saying.
Come on, he forced the ball to Davante Adams in the red zone.
Because he didn't have another weapon.
1 of 7 in the red zone to Davante Adams. I don't understand
Who
what
the
you're
hell
saying.
else you throwing it to in the end zone?
Excuses.
Yeah, if they had something else besides Davante Adams, maybe he would look the other way.
But
Robert Tanya's
Nobody
great.
was talking shit about Lazard or Valdez-Scantling when they were lighting it up in the NFC divisional round.
Everybody knows Scantling isn't shit.
Here's my thing.
All right.
Since it's been a decade since he's been to the Super Bowl, at what point are we gonna? Well, at what point are people gonna hold Aaron Rodgers accountable for his lack of getting the job done?
That's such the interesting point. Because see this tip of the pen? This is how I feel Aaron Rodgers' career is based right now. If he wins another Super Bowl, he's the man. But if he doesn't, he just falls off, and we have this conversation about Aaron Rodgers being the guy who couldn't get it done with all the talent, which is crazy to me. But
Which I love so much because he's in our division.
But that's where we are with it.
Yeah.
It's wild to me that, because would you rather be that talented like Aaron Rodgers to where if you don't win a Super Bowl you're judged, or would you rather be less talented where if you win a couple playoff games you're looked at as a good quarterback?
No, I don't think that's fair. I think the issue with Aaron Rodgers and the narrative is that he's had multiple bye weeks. They have achieved so much in the regular season. They have won playoff games, but when it comes to the big game, there's a reason why Tom Brady's been to X amount of Super Bowls. There's a reason why Peyton Manning's been to X amount of Super Bowls, and Rodgers has only been to one. And that's the frustrating thing, is we know how talented he is, but he just hasn't delivered in the biggest of games ever since 2010, man.
I know that, but that's the crazy thing about this conversation. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about this conversation. Aaron Rodgers goes to the Super Bowl this year, wins it. He has 2 Super Bowls. We're talking about him as maybe one of the top 3 quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, even.
But now we're talking about him as a guy who can't get it done. It's just so like.
But for the topic you're bringing up, who do you want over the next 2 years? Like, I would rather go with the untapped potential in Deshaun Watson than the guy I've seen for the last 11 years fail to deliver very good football teams into the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, that's why I would bring this up, because it is a debate. Like, that's why I like about it. The only thing that I'm shocked about this is how far Matthew Stafford has fallen out of this conversation.
I don't think it's fair to Matthew Stafford, though. He should not be in this conversation.
He should be. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks available right now.
He's being actively traded. Aaron Rodgers is not being actively traded. Go ahead, Corey.
Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson right now are, depending on your argument, top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's in top 15.
Okay.
So it's a disservice to Matthew Stafford because he hasn't done enough to even be mentioned in their. Even in Deshaun Watson's short career, he has not done enough to be in that same conversation, I don't think, yet.
That's crazy to me, though. You know,
Isn't that frustrating?
It is frustrating. That's why it's like, I thought in this conversation someone would take Stafford as the top dog because, you know, we've always talked about if Stafford had more weapons, if he was on a better team, he's a championship caliber quarterback. And now, you know, when we're comparing him to 2 other guys that are possibly free agents this year, it's scaring me what the Lions are going to get in return. That's what's scary about this.
What do you think?
Let's be fair. Go ahead, Corey.
What do you think Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers would have done with Golden Tate and Calvin Johnson?
Oof. Aaron Rodgers would have done well with that.
He probably would have clubbed Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not even joking. Aaron Rodgers probably would have thrown for 6,000 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I get what you're saying. I think if Aaron Rodgers is on that 11 or 13 team, they probably do damage in the playoffs. Stats-wise, I could care less, but
yeah, but here's the deal: if Aaron Rodgers is on the team, we know he doesn't get it like that. I love this conversation. I love this conversation because you can take it so many ways with all these guys' careers because they are at different stages. They all have a couple different things in their back pocket that you want. And, you know, the biggest thing with Stafford is the what-if factor.
But you look at the overall team. I mean, compare the Texans to the Packers to the Lions. Like, it's no doubt that the Lions are the worst of all those teams.
The Texans are pretty fucking bad, man.
They're like neck and neck. The Texans are incredibly incompetent.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien had a rough time as the GM down there.
Yeah, leadership there for sure.
Yep, and
Look, we got somebody in the chat saying if the Packers for years have been a piece or 2 away, which hasn't been true, why does Aaron Rodgers need to be held accountable for that? I'll tell you why. Because he's been the consistent piece and the most important piece of that puzzle for the last 15 years. And in the last 11, he's failed to deliver in all those NFC championships they've been to. They've lost stupid games. They've blown stupid leads. He's failed to convert third downs in crunch time when he's really, really had to and win the game. Tom Brady does it. He does it. That's why he has 1, even though I think he should have 4 or 5. That's how fucking talented he is.
Yeah.
But that's not the conversation we're having.
I know, and that's what blows my mind.
But truthfully, when you look at like the comparison, like with the Stafford, you could still get by saying, well, this and this and this, he doesn't have this and this. But if you get to the NFC Championship like that, you obviously got the weapons to get that far in the league.
Yeah.
And in that far into the playoffs, that it's all on the quarterback. It's got to be
one of the best secondaries in the NFL this year.
I'm not saying the Packers are a bad team. I'm just saying like,
I know.
But like you can hold Aaron Rodgers more accountable for the failures to his team than Stafford for his teams.
No.
See, it's tough.
I don't know.
Because it takes that quarterback. If we're going to be fair to
Stafford, if we're going to be fair to Stafford, he's your prototypical franchise quarterback. Dude played through injuries, played all his career for the Lions. Even when they were bad, he was playing hard. Great. didn't achieve anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Aaron Rodgers, they're not even in the same conversation.
Right.
So, again, it's hard for me to have him on this list. It makes no sense. Stafford is just a tradable option. Everybody's shopping for him right now. Nobody's shopping for Aaron Rodgers. Deshaun Watson, I have no idea what the hell's going on with that, honestly. I don't think anybody does.
The weird thing about Deshaun Watson is he has the no trade clause, so he really gets to dictate where he wants to go.
He has control.
He has complete control. But also, if they keep him, is he gonna not play? Like
that's what he said he's leaning towards doing, and anybody can have their own thoughts about whether that's right or wrong for him not to play. But
I mean, you sign a contract, you play for the team.
You sign a contract, you play for the team, but also too, you can understand his position where you're about to start approaching your. I don't say he's approaching his prime. Yeah, he's about to start going into his prime.
He should be.
And your team it's not even for a good reason. They get rid of your weapons and they get Jack in return. I mean, you got rid of DeAndre Hopkins this season had 1,400 yards and 6 touchdowns.
What did David Johnson have? Like 7 yards.
So it's like
that was a horrible trade.
And you're setting Deshaun Watson up for failure. So it's like, why would I want to stay for an organization that is showing me that they are not committed to winning based off of the transactions that they're doing?
But if it was Stafford doing this early in his career, how would you feel about it? If 3 years into Stafford's career, he's doing this to the organization, how would you feel about it?
I mean,
but
I would feel the same way.
Calvin Johnson. They didn't trade away Calvin Johnson.
Yeah. I understand that. I'm just talking listen, you guys haven't given me enough. I'm not ready to do this. Like, I need to be somewhere else.
That's just not
I'm
who
pretty
he
sure
is,
Houston
though.
Texans fans are supporting Deshaun Watson right now.
I mean, if JJ Watt
as a matter of fact,
you know damn well the organization is.
Deshaun Watson had to release a statement to stop Houston Texans fans from doing a march in favor of him.
Oh, wow.
Like, they're behind him.
Behind him to leave?
They're behind him. Yeah, they're supporting him. They're
His
supporting
frustration.
They're supporting his frustration.
And that's great, and I love that. So wouldn't Deshaun Watson want to stay there if he's this great leader, lead that franchise out of it, and demand better with your fans?
He's a player. He doesn't control the franchise. That's the point.
Yeah, but you have JJ Watt and all of the fan base.
Right.
You know that Deshaun's not the problem then if you're hearing all that support.
Yeah, but the thing
who
is,
has $6 billion to go buy the Texans? Nobody.
it means zilch. It means zilch that you have all that support if their management still doesn't care and they want to act incompetent.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to project that, like, we went 0-16. We got Matthew Stafford. 3 years into it, he's like, listen, you guys aren't giving me enough. I'm out of here. I'd be like, oh, this guy's kind of a dick. Even if if I agreed that the organization wasn't giving him the tools and stuff, I'd be like, well, that's why we drafted you. Like, to help us get better.
Different situation because Deshaun Watson, he came in and within his second year, they were in the playoffs. His third season, they won a playoff game, got to the divisional round, I believe, and lost. And then they just traded away their best player. It made no sense.
Yeah.
They were like taking that evolution, that step that you need to take to win as a football team.
Right. No, they pissed it away when they got rid of Hopkins. So
I mean, with all this being said, though, I mean, it brings up a good point, Stick, as far as the value for Matthew Stafford now, because, I mean, we've already finalized this pretty much, where Stafford's out and Detroit has to move forward.
Right.
What are we going to get in return? And I was doing some research, and you mentioning the trading up and getting the Jets draft pick, honestly, doesn't seem too far off.
I think it would be great. I mean, obviously, I want the second overall pick.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good landing spot. I think if we trade them to the Patriots and get that number 15 pick, I would take that trade all day. I mean, as long as we get a first-round return, the only reason I want more from the Colts is because their pick is 21, and I need either a second round or maybe next year's first round to go along with that. Because if you give Stafford them this year, your pick's not going to be till, 28 with them next year, pretty much. So you're almost getting an early second round out of it if you do that. Those are the trade scenarios I would love to see happen. But who the hell knows, man? I've heard talks of a 3-way trade with San Francisco and the Patriots and a Jimmy Garoppolo there. We send Stafford to San Francisco, and then we get picks from both teams. Like, I've seen things work out, but I'm just very interested what the market value is going to be for Matthew Stafford, especially when we're here having this conversation as Stafford fans, and we can't even put him up there as one of the top 2 available right now.
I think that you won't be able to see the real market value for Stafford until we see what happens with Deshaun Watson. I think we take Aaron Rodgers out of the picture because I believe that Green Bay is going to go ahead and just figure that out. They go through this every single year where Aaron Rodgers in the front office. They have a fight based off of Aaron Rodgers choking, and then they go ahead and they make it nice by the time the season starts. So really right now it's between, in my opinion, between what's going to happen with Watson. Once that Watson domino falls, then you'll be able to see what's available for Stafford, because if I can get Watson before Stafford, I'm going to go get Watson.
Okay. Adam,
doesn't Rob Parker?
Yep.
Doesn't Rob Parker call Tom Brady the luckiest of all time?
The luckiest of all time.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers right now is the BBOAT.
Biggest bitch.
All right, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a topic we all agree on. I think every one of us is on the same page on this, so give us 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
Morning, Art.
Morning, D-Mac.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Well, it's not often we all agree on something, but this is a situation where it really isn't fun to talk about, but it's necessary to talk about, and it's necessary to address. We like to have fun on the morning show, right?
Oh, yeah.
We like to have spirited conversation. We're all friends here. We all love each other. My mom gets very concerned when me and Adam argue, but outside of that,
We all love each other and we all support each other.
Adam, will you tell my mom that we hug after every show and embrace?
Yeah, usually it's done on coffee.
Yeah,
Just depends.
We buy each other coffee, so we're all friends here. But yesterday, a story broke shortly after we got off the air, and we saw the Baligian and Bell show address it, and it's something that we should talk about, the Chad Wheeler story. And if you're not familiar with the Chad Wheeler story, he's a guy that played, I guess, for the Seahawks. And it's come out, he's been charged with, first-degree domestic assault, and also, what else was he doing?
He was resisting arrest.
Resisting arrest. And, Adam, do you have a picture of this guy? He's a huge dude, like a monster of a man. Like we hang out with athletes around here often at the Woodward Sports Network, and I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". I'm like 200 pounds. Like, I'm a big guy. But when we run into like former offensive linemen like TJ Lang and stuff like that, they dwarf me. They make me look like a skinny, tiny human being, which I'm not. So for a grown-ass man of this size,
6'7", 310 pounds.
like Jesus,
6'7".
like that's a giant.
That's a giant. That's bigger than all of us.
And she was 5'9", 145.
That guy
Literally-
literally my ass.
He would whoop all of our
Literally
asses.
more than double her weight.
So he's been charged with this, and like the story is almost sickening. He choked her out to the point of where he thought she was dead, like literally dead, and he left her in the bedroom after beating her mercilessly. And when she came out of the room like 20 minutes later, he was sipping on a smoothie, nonchalant, and just kind of said, "Oh, you're still alive? I thought you were dead."
And was trying to get her to bow to him.
Yes, and that's how it all started. She wouldn't bow to him, so he beat her ass for that. We debated before we went on the air here if we should show the picture of her in the hospital. Joey, how do you feel about that?
And I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, it's like we know what happened. We don't need to see. But then after talking with you, I mean, you made some good points, so I'm going to let you say what you think.
Well, Corey, do you think we should show the photo, or do you think we shouldn't?
Absolutely.
Absolutely?
You think yes?
See,
Yeah.
part of me thinks
Yeah.
it's disrespectful to the victim, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like she doesn't want to be represented in that way ever. I'm sure of it.
Right.
But another part of me thinks that somewhere, anywhere, somebody's watching this right now and needs to see this.
When Ray Rice uppercutted his wife on that elevator, that was plastered on every TV screen across the country.
Yep.
This needs to get the same type of awareness and attention. You know what? If she released a statement asking it not to be shown, I'm going to respect the victim.
And that's what I think. That's the make or break. It's not on me. It's not on you, or it's not on any of us. It's if she's comfortable enough with this to be released,
Right.
then let it be released, because she could take 2 points. She could take the standpoint of no, I don't want this to be released. I'm not comfortable with this. Or she could say, I want this to be used as an example for young women,
Right.
and for men to see.
And that's my thing. Like, this isn't only for women to see, like, what shitty relationships can lead to. This is for guys to see that you... it shouldn't even need to be said, but look at what you could do if you got out of control for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes, is for you to lose your temper or act like... I mean, we called Aaron Rodgers the biggest bitch, but this guy's clearly the biggest bitch.
Most definitely.
Like, for real bitch. And it's just... I think it's a cautionary tale for every man and for every woman that's in this type of relationship. And sometimes you don't even know you're in it until it happens the first time. But if it happens the first time, it will happen the second.
Right.
And also, this is a kind of a personal topic to me. I'm not going to say her name, but if anybody from Ferndale High School is watching, they know what I'm talking about. I had a friend lose her life over domestic violence.
Jesus. Wow.
And I'm not going to tell any of the details. I'm not going to say the name, but the guy didn't get charged. He's out walking, living his good old life. So
Man.
this hit me a little bit differently. And let's just call it spade a spade. First off, NFL should have released an immediate statement saying that this guy was banned for life, because I want to go over this.
Well, before you get into that, let's show the picture. People are asking for the picture. Adam, can you throw that up on the screen right now? It's disgusting. It's I got to warn you, if you got kids, you know, like, please guard them from this. This is not something anybody should see, but it's just bad. Go ahead, Corey. Sorry.
Oh, so just wanted to say, like, this came out last year. I was Googling some numbers. The NFL's viewership, 40% of their viewership comes from women.
Wow. I didn't know. Wow.
47%. If the NFL should have made an immediate statement and banned this guy, because too many times, not even just with him, previous cases, we see that the NFL has shown they don't give two Fs about their women viewers, because they continually let some of those guys come back and play in the league. And just how, you know, it was sensitive to me about, you know, how the racial disparities and, you know, collusion against Eric Reed and, you know, Colin Kaepernick, stuff like that. That same type of attention needs to be given towards the guys who are beating their women and their wives, because how can anybody in good faith support a product where they continually allow players to sign back in the league after domestic violence, and you see the proof?
Right.
It's trash.
It's an impossible situation for the NFL, that their players are putting them in this position, but it should be an easy response. And I was kind of disgusted by the Seahawks response.
It was lame. The Seahawks response was just they did everything but condemn it.
Yeah. They even said, like, his contract is up or something like that.
Right.
And it's like, screw the contract. You take leadership as to say, guys, he's out. I don't care what, he's gone from the team. That's it.
And I don't see, like, if something like that happened around here, and God forbid it ever does, I don't see any one of us in this room letting that guy step foot back in the building anyways.
For sure.
Like,
or else it'd be bad for him.
Oh, it would be very bad for
Very
him.
bad.
He would look worse than what he delivered.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like, if I ever hear any of you doing that shit, you're all getting smacked from me. And as the Seahawks organization, for them not to just literally just burn this guy at the stake, to me it was just very strange. And I get you gotta, I'm a very measured person too. When I hear things, I want to find out more information, like what caused this, what was the core, how did it happen. But the more I learned about this and just how pure and like disgusting it was, and how this dude was just so nonchalant and then fought cops when he went to get arrested, it's just like, how could you ever take a neutral stance on this?
Right.
Period.
Like, you hear it, that's one thing, but when you see it, you see this photo, and even in all those other previous cases, you see the videos dropping. Like, there's no excuses past that.
Right. Adam, you have the picture of her looking all done up and good, right? Let's throw that up on the screen.
And that's the thing that really bugged me the most. That you see the pictures of her done up the most. Like, that's not what happened. Show that image so that people can have it ingrained in their head
and compare.
That this is trash.
Right.
It's absolutely weak. He's all the stuff that everybody would say about people going out here being punks and thugs. He's the definition of it.
Oh, he's a bitch thug. Like, he's the worst type of human being. Like, when you're 6'7", 310 pounds, and you throw around a 145-pound person, female, or like that'd be like me walking over and punching fish in the face. Like, it's just, it just shouldn't happen.
It's like, you know what?
And Fish, I'll never punch you in the face. I just want to let you know.
Because if he did, we whoop his ass, Fish. Don't worry.
And it's different than just. This is a slippery slope. What I'm going to say, so I want to be careful.
Right.
It's when a man and a woman are in a physical confrontation, and it's like she has a weapon or something like that. He should do what he has to de-escalate the situation. This clearly was not that, and it's. I just don't get it.
Listen, I'm not going to pretend like I haven't had girls take swings at me before.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not out here knocking them out.
Right.
I'm restraining their arms, and
exactly.
I'm leaving the situation.
And it's so many different layers to this. There's the man-woman aspect. Then also, too, I'm not going to be real. White guy, black woman, and he's saying bow to him. I felt it felt the racial tension of that aspect of it too.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this guy's an asshole. Whether you're black, white, like to me, the race thing is it.
He's doing this to a white girl. He's doing this to a brown girl.
I'm just gonna say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color you are. It's wrong either way. I'm just saying, as a black guy, I took it a certain type of way.
The bow thing is very weird, and somebody just commented, if the races were reversed, it'd be complete hell broken loose. Do you feel that way?
Black guy, white woman?
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Okay.
See, but when you look at the previous situations, like
Kareem Hunt.
I was just going to say, like a Kareem Hunt, for example, things didn't really go crazy up until the video was dropped, right? I feel like it's just like evidence. When you have this evidence, like there's no argument. Once you see this, I don't care what color you are, I hope that they're treated the same way.
Right. And the thing with the Kareem Hunt thing is you saw, like, I'm not making excuses for Kareem Hunt, but you saw the girl escalating the situation. He did not have to go back and kick her while she was on the ground or push her, obviously. Exactly. But when you compare that to this, they're just...
the apples and it's...
They're both fucking wrong. Right.
But it's just like one is like...
One's like text cheating and the other one's like having sex cheating. Like, they're both cheating. They're both wrong. But obviously one is a little more aggressive.
I want to know how it's been 8 years and the NFL still hasn't figured out a domestic violence policy. It makes no sense to me.
It should just be zero tolerance, right? I mean,
that's what I don't get.
It's like
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, again, 47% of your viewership are women.
Right.
What message are you as a league sending to them? Hey, our players can kick their women asses and we're still going to take your money.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know, it's tragic. And, it's not something that we want to talk about. We don't want to talk about domestic violence. We want to talk about having fun. We want to have debates over Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson. But, this does touch the sports world. How the NFL and the Seahawks reacted to it were not ideal. And I think it's important to get this message out there. If any women are watching right now, know that you should never stay. You should never be afraid to leave. If a guy's making you feel that way, it's already over. Get the fuck out now. And if you're a guy and you're seeing part of yourself in Chad Wheeler, or you're seeing like some of your actions mirror this or head down that path, make the change right now. Just period. Make the change right now.
I'm just looking at this week's Seahawks statement. I'm just looking at it again. It's just like this was nothing. They were honestly better off
saying nothing
at all.
And saying, hey, we're gathering information. If this is legit, he's, like, I don't know. What do you say? But you don't say vanilla.
They could have just been like, they've cut all ties. They could have been any one sentence statement. They could have done something better than 2 paragraphs worth of nothing.
All it needed to be was a sentence or two saying that we're done, we're cutting ties with the player. And the third sentence, which is the most important, is that we're still looking into the situation, gathering all the information and details before we make an official statement. That is it. You don't fucking go out and make a stupid ass comment like that,
right?
And then you're throwing it under the rug.
Yeah. And they want me to. They said pull up the statement. I'll read it.
Yeah, read it.
All right. So here's the Seahawks statement. The Seahawks are saddened by the details emerging against Chad Wheeler and strongly condemn this act of domestic violence. Our thoughts and support are with the victim. Chad is a free agent and no longer with the team. If you are experiencing domestic violence, call the National Domestic Hotline at the number or go to the hotline.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. We encourage Chad to get the help he needs. If you are experiencing mental health issues, please reach out for help. For immediate help with mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, and then they just drop the
fuck the help he needs. What he needs is to go to prison and be somebody's bitch for a very long time. That's the help he needs. Like, the fact that they're like, oh, he needs help. No, this isn't an addiction thing. This isn't something that overruns your life. This is you just not being able to control yourself. This isn't a help issue. This guy's a pure piece of shit, and he needs to go away for a long time.
And then you also, too, this wasn't the first time that happened.
No, not to that
especially,
level.
Come on. There's some past. It doesn't just break out all of a sudden, bam, you whoop her ass like that. Come on. But like the way that they did that with the Seahawks in that release, when they said Chad is a free agent and no longer with the team.
Who cares? Right.
Like that's all?
Right.
And then someone sent me, Chad Wheeler actually went on Twitter to give his take. So I wanted to read this. It was a couple tweets where he said, events happened over the weekend that transpired from a manic episode. I am deeply sorry for the pain and suffering that I have caused to Aaliyah and her family. I apologize profusely for the turmoil that I have caused to my family, teammates, fans, and those closest to me. The most important thing right now is that Aaliyah gets the care she needs and I get help. Both are happening. It is time for me to walk away from football and get the help I need to never again pose a threat to another. I cannot express my sorrow or remorse enough. I am truly shamed.
Yeah, are you though? Like I don't buy that. That sounds like a lawyer.
You got caught, and that's all you have to say.
Yeah,
that's really it.
I mean, that to me, that had no emotion. That had no real thoughts in it. It was just him.
That was a whole bunch of nothing.
Right. It was him trying to cover his ass. That's all that is. A CYO tweet. That's what we call those. We got Terry Foster on the line. He's going to join us next. Adam, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, the legend Terry Foster is going to join us. It's always awesome to have nice big guests on the Morning Woodward show. And actually, I reached out to Terry Foster months ago because he wrote a tremendous article just about being in radio and his experience here in Detroit in the market, and it just touched me in a personal way that I DM'd him and I said, man, that like I felt what you wrote. So Terry, we've been trying to get him on for a while, and today we have him. Terry Foster's joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
Terry!
Yeah, I'm glad it happened. Finally.
How you doing this morning, Terry?
I'm doing fine. By myself in the house, no kids, no wife. So my joy and pleasures are getting on Twitter and Facebook and messing with people. But this is going to be the highlight of my day.
Heck yeah, man. And you promised a fedora on Twitter, and I see you're rocking it.
Christmas present. I got 2 for Christmas, so decided to go with the black hat today, man.
That's awesome. So first, having you on, first of all, thank you very much. I mentioned the article that you wrote, or it was a story that you wrote essentially, and I just kind of wanted to touch base on you on that. How are you? Are you still feeling that way about your experience with the radio? Because me and you both kind of exchanged that. Hey, sometimes they gut your creativeness, and that's why you like doing your own thing right now. How are you happiness-wise right now?
Happiness-wise, I'm very happy because, I've put everything in the past. Now I'm enjoying my life, and I'm an empty nester now with my wife. We're trying to figure each other out. I got to bond more with my son until we sent him off to college. So happiness, I'm very well. What I didn't like is after I was sick and came back to radio, I thought I was treated pretty poorly then. When I could be productive and was coming in like this every day, I was fine. But when I was down, I thought that I had a foot on my neck, and I didn't like that. But for the most part, I'm done with it. Wearing my little fedoras and just kind of enjoying life. But I
definitely miss hearing your opinions.
Sometimes.
Right. I definitely miss hearing your opinions daily. I'm glad that you are so active on Twitter, and some of the things that you ask, we kind of wanted to touch on this morning too, because I steal some of my show prep from you, man, because you ask such great questions. Joey's got one for you. Go ahead, Joey.
And first off, Terry, I just want to say that I respect that so much, because that's the one thing that we all got to really put first is ourself. And anytime you feel a certain way, you got to do what's right for you. So I commend you on that, Terry.
Okay. And by the way, Stick, it's not stealing, it's sampling. So I always remember that.
I'm P. Diddy of the content.
Right.
Hey, so Terry, man, first question, and I know high school sports means a lot to you, and it's just been something these last couple of months where we all just feel so bad for the kids. And we saw with football where MHSAA, they postpone it, they bring it back, they postpone it, and then all of a sudden they finish the MHSAA state playoffs and state championships in the middle of January. Why don't we get to see basketball happening?
Well, of course, you'd have to ask the governor, but here's my opinion. It makes no sense to play football games in January and volleyball games in January, and you can't play basketball or hockey or something like that. Here is my advice to the governor, if she's listening. Don't just have your people make decisions. Don't just have your doctors and everything make decisions. I want to see everybody be in on the decision-making process. That includes Democrats, Republicans, congressmen, senators, everybody. Because we have to figure out some way to make this whole thing work. You probably didn't read my blog today, but my blog today is about teenage suicide and kids in school committing suicide because they don't have that connection with people. They're isolated, and we have to figure out a compromise on how we eliminate or minimize COVID, how we get back together again, how we stimulate this economy. And I don't think you can do it just by having Republicans make the decision. You can't do it by just having Democrats make the decision. And we all need to be on the decision-making process some way, somehow, so we can reach a compromise. And I think they should be playing basketball in high school, because you know, a lot of these kids are in position for scholarships. I know if my kid was a senior and he could hoop, I'd be pissed now. I said, damn, he can finally show what he can do, and now the schools aren't going to be able to watch him. I don't understand how 49 other states can play and this one can't. Confused.
Yeah, it's sad too for the basketball players because they got their playoffs ripped away from them last year in March, and now it's spending over into this season too. So I feel bad for a junior last year, couldn't even play his playoffs, and now he's not even going to be able to play his senior. And like you said, that affects mental health so much.
Hey Terry,
yeah, and think about it. There's some kid who was a star sophomore player on the junior varsity team, which, okay, fine, but we don't get to see if he can play varsity. We don't see if he's Division I, Division II, or Division III player, or not a player at all. So that's got to be very disappointing and upsetting because let's face facts. I know we're in school for academics, but some of these kids are in it for sports. And the only way they can make it in the world, the only way they can make it in college is if they can show they can play basketball. It's a sad thing, but it's our reality.
Hey, Terry, I want to kind of pivot real quick, and thanks for joining the show. So, as we all know, Matthew Stafford is on his way out the door. I want to know, why do you feel that he has such a mixed perception amongst fans in the city?
Because I think people see that he has talent, but he hasn't produced. And my theory on that is the biggest detriment to Matthew Stafford is he plays for the Detroit Lions. People forget how awful this franchise is, because I talk to young people and they say, oh, the Lions have been terrible for 5 years. No, that's bullshit. They've been terrible for 60 years. They were even bad in the 90s where they underachieved with Barry Sanders. So this is I'd have to say, one of the worst 5 organizations in all of professional sports. And let's look back. There's only one man on the face of the earth who can say he won a playoff game as a Lions quarterback, and that's Eric Kramer. And guess what? They ran his ass out of town too.
It's so painful that Eric Kramer is our winningest playoff quarterback. It's so painful.
With one.
Ugh, God. Well, sticking on the Lions, how do you feel about Dan Campbell's kneecap message? I mean, did that resonate with you? Because Corey was under the opinion that, like, the rest of the nation doesn't understand that talk, but in Detroit, like, that's how we talk here.
It is the way we talk, but you know what? With his kneecap comment and, saying the word shit and his old Macho Man thing, he actually had a good message that we all missed. When he was talking about the Lions, and I go by my interactions with people in the NFL, I always ask the question, what's wrong with the Detroit Lions? And they said, they're not going to win until they figure out 2 things. One is they've got to draft players to negate Aaron Rodgers. They've got to draft players that negate the Chicago Bears defense. They've got to draft players that make them the top dog in their division. Don't worry about the rest of the NFL. Worry about your division. Second thing they said, exploit your opponent's weaknesses. And we're only talking about Minnesota, Chicago, and Green Bay. Dan Campbell pretty much said the same thing when he said that we got to exploit the weaknesses of other teams. And that was all lost in this whole thing. Because, he's a pretty fiery guy and he's a spirited guy. But because of those words, I'm going to give him a credence of believability. I don't buy the whole kneecap thing and we're going to bust you up and we're going to get up the second and third time. We're going to be the last one standing. That's a man who gave the Lions what they wanted. I think Sheila Ford Hamp, and they wanted someone who's spirited, somebody who was macho and strong and could talk, and he gave them that. But he also said something very important, which might work in the future. We're going to exploit other teams' weaknesses. That's what I caught out of that press conference.
In the next 3 years, do you think the Lions will have a playoff win under him?
Absolutely not. Was I too blunt about that? Did I say that too quickly?
No,
I think the next
never, man. Terry, that's what you got to understand about this. We're on the internet now. Like when you said shit earlier, it's okay. We can say all those things and be as blunt as we want. So, man, just have fun, let loose, and let's go.
The next 2 years are going to be brutal for the Lions. I think year 3, they might be a borderline playoff team. Will probably get in. But will they win? No. They won't. It's a bad roster. They have to build through the draft again. And I hate to say this word, it's a rebuild again, which is a shame. And Lion fans don't deserve this. When they fired Jim Caldwell, that should have been the group that took them to the next level. Now we're talking rebuild again, and that's a damn shame.
But and I mean, the next big thing that's happening is Matthew Stafford. Obviously we all know that he is no longer going to be with Detroit. That just shows a lot about Matthew Stafford. Is everybody saying, you know what, I want Stafford to go out and go get his W elsewhere. And then I saw you tweeting saying, hey, are we going to be rooting for Matthew Stafford in his new destination like we did Justin Verlander in Houston? What's your take on that, Terry?
My take on it is, for the most part, no. People were rooting for Justin Verlander to get his ring because I think he resonated more in the community because he took him to the World Series twice. Justin Verlander did something. Matthew Stafford gave us a lot of stats. We talk about how tough he is and everything, but for the most part, what did he and the Detroit Lions give you? Nothing. Because we have a fan base here that is so pathetic. Here's what they talk about. I think we can win some football games. Who cares? If you're not in it to win a championship or at least compete for a championship, why are you even in the ball game? I don't care about winning football games. I care about winning championships, competing for championships. But it's the mentality we have. Stafford, for the most part, got paid a lot of money, but for the most part did not give the fans what they wanted. So I don't think they're going to resonate with him like they did with Justin Verlander.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm going to root for Stafford, not quite as hard as Verlander, because to me, like I said this on the show earlier in the week, Verlander is the closest I ever saw to Nolan Ryan in a Tigers uniform. Like, I loved Justin Verlander. I like Stafford as a quarterback, but to me, Verlander is a surefire Hall of Famer. He's the guy that needed that World Series just to cement him as one of the greatest of all time.
I tell you what, and this could happen, if Stafford comes back with the San Francisco 49ers and he's got the ball and he's trailing the Lions by 4 points, do you want him to succeed or do you want him to throw an interception?
Oh, if he's playing the Lions, fuck him.
It doesn't matter. If you're playing the Lions, I don't care who you are. You could be my own brother. I still want you to lose.
Speaking of Justin Verlander, the Baseball Hall of Fame, for the first time since 1960, is not going to have a Hall of Fame inductee. I think that's a crazy, crazy stat. And how do you feel about Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and now the whole Curt Schilling thing?
Well, if I were a voter, which I'm not, I would vote for Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, who's the best pitcher I've seen in my lifetime. I'm not saying he's the best pitcher of forever. He's the best pitcher I've seen since I've started following baseball. I would have them all in. And here's the main reason. When Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, when they were doing steroids, baseball knew that. The commissioner knew it, the managers knew it, the players knew it. So what does baseball do? We're going to promote it more because our fan base was falling off at that time. So we're going to promote the home runs. We're going to promote these guys, and everybody is complicit in this little scheme. So I would just let them in. And in baseball, what was the old saying with baseball? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You ain't
so
trying.
Baseball's been cheating for years, and I'm not going to punish these guys. I would put them in.
What do you think about Curt Schilling not getting in? Not really because of steroids, but because of his, political opinions, really.
I think Curt Schilling even realizes he may not be a Hall of Famer. He's borderline. He was a very good pitcher and everything, but is he a Hall of Fame pitcher? Curt Schilling will even tell you that maybe I'm not that. So I think his political views played a little bit of a role. The asshole aspect of his life played a little bit of a role. But the other thing is he really a Hall of Fame pitcher? And I think when you talk about baseball, if you have to debate if somebody's in a Hall of Famer, it means he's not a Hall of Famer.
I like that.
I want to stay on the Hall of Fame subject and just with a different sport. So, Calvin Johnson, we know he's on the ballot and he's going to be up to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he's selected as a first ballot Hall of Famer, do you think that adds public pressure on the Lions to repair their relationship with him before he goes in?
I think the public pressure is already there. If he's in the Hall of Fame, first ballot, I think they will pull that check out and pay him. Just say, here, buddy boy, here you go. And he's going to be an ambassador for the Lions. He'll be doing little silly things for them. And this whole thing is ridiculous. But I know why the Lions didn't pay him. Because this franchise is so bad that if they didn't ask for money for Calvin, there'd be a whole bunch of other guys in our locker room who want to get out before their contracts are up, would just leave. And, but if you have the threat of, I'm going to take your money, they won't do that. So the Lions did that to keep control of their dressing room, to keep control of the guys who probably want out. And I think that was a major reason they didn't give Calvin his money.
Now, with Calvin, something interesting again with Calvin. They're honoring Matthew Stafford's request to be let go and be traded somewhere else. But, there have been reports out, whether they're true or not, that Calvin would have still played if he would have been able to go to a different winning team. And the same thing with Barry Sanders. Why do you think they're honoring Matthew Stafford's request as opposed to theirs?
Because Calvin and Barry just walked away. They said, fuck it, we're done. Barry went over to Europe. Calvin was talking about his hands and how beaten up he was. And Calvin would have played for another team, but, the Lions wouldn't release him. They had no interest in trading him or giving him what he wanted. But at least Matthew Stafford has given them the opportunity to get some draft equity, get some draft picks, whatever. So I think Calvin, Matthew is the only one who said, I want out, but I want to be traded. And if I can make your team better, I'm all for it. Barry and Calvin said, see ya, we're out of here. They pissed off the organization. Yeah, they pissed off the organization. They had no interest in helping the Lions become better.
So speaking of the Lions getting better, what do you think of all these coaches taking lateral moves to come to Detroit now? Like just last night, we got the new linebacker coach from Chicago. He came over here to be our linebacker coach. Deuce Staley left Philadelphia to come take the same position here. Why do you think Dan Campbell's able to recruit these guys to take lateral moves like they're not moving up?
Must be the kneecaps. They want to bust some kneecaps. I think this guy is such a great salesman that he can get you in a room and convince you to do anything. Now, there's one key. Will he be able to convince that locker room to go through a wall for him? I think he convinced the fan base. He obviously convinced coaches to do that. But can he convince the players? I think Dan Campbell is a very strong personality. And here is my philosophy about the Lions, and this is probably why he got hired. I thought, people were saying, well, you need a great X's and O's guy to bring in here. You need a coordinator. I thought this. You needed someone in that locker room, because every locker room is different. You needed somebody in there that was going to motivate these players, that these players believed in. And because when they had Jim Caldwell, I know he had his problems with X's and O's. I thought it was risky to let him go because the Lions were not a good football team, but those guys believed in Jim Caldwell. They played beyond their pay grade for Jim Caldwell. Stafford did, and then as soon as you brought in Patricia, you saw the production disintegrate because Patricia came in saying, "I am Bill Belichick." Players saw through that. You can't fool players. They saw that it was fake. They saw this isn't who he was, and they just tuned out. So what the Lions did is instead of bringing in a technician or an X's and O's guy, they're trying to get somebody to breathe life into that locker room, that dressing room, because it's pretty much dead there. Guys don't want to play.
Yeah, I feel like we're back near the Jim Schwartz era where we just got to bring in the rah-rah guy to get everybody like back on board, and hopefully then we can grow from there. But we locked this guy up for 6 years, so we got a rah-rah guy for 6 years.
Well, I have to look at his contract further. I'm sure they can get out of it after 3 or 4 years, which they usually are able to do. But I think, once again, he is a salesman. He sold the Fords. He sold Rod Wood, and he sold Chris Spielman, and so that's why he's able to get 6 years. But he's got to sell the players. That's a real big if.
Well, Terry, we can't thank you enough for joining the Morning Woodward show this morning. We're getting all types of comments in our section right now, like bring Terry back on every week. Can we get Terry on Woodward Sports Network once a week? Terry could do a show called Let the Bitch Walk, and we can do couples therapy here.
Well,
so we appreciate you coming on, man.
Okay, let's talk again. If you want an old has-been like me as part of the crew sometime or whatever, I'm up for it.
Yeah, well, it's great to see your face, man. It's great to finally connect on this. I know we've been trying to for a couple of months now. So I got your number now, and whenever you got something to say, you call us and let us know, hey, I got something to say today. I want on the show, and then I'll reach out to you also and bring you back as much as we can because I love your opinions. I love your takes, and I just appreciate everything you've done for Detroit sports.
More importantly, we love that fedora, though, Terry.
Fedora's fire.
If I call, you can't hang up the phone on me now.
Never, man, never.
Hey, Terry's gonna be like the new Instagram influencer, like with a swipe up to get this fedora.
Terry, where can people read your blog?
TerryFoster.blog. It's part of my therapy because I was sick a few years ago. One of my doctors he said that you should write a blog, do something to get whatever off your chest. He said that's good for you. So that's pretty much what I do, and I like to communicate stuff to people.
It's a fantastic blog, and like I said, the one you wrote about radio and your time at the past radio station that you worked for, and just how like people treated you different when you came back and how you felt like your creativity was being taken away from you. Like that was part of the whole reason we started Woodward Sports Network. So I felt you when you wrote that blog, so thank you for writing it.
I appreciate it. Thanks for reading, and hopefully we will see you guys again, and do not hang up the phone on me.
All right, Terry, have a great one, man. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We got a couple new hires in the NFL to talk about. Plus, I like what the Bucs are doing for the Super Bowl. We'll talk about that next.
gonna hurt more than D-Mac.
Can we give a shout out to Adam real quick? Adam.
No, the best part is we don't even got to give him a shout out because he just shouted himself out in the studio.
Adam just called himself a genius, the smartest man alive. I'm the shit.
Oh my God, I'm the shit.
What
That's
just
all he
happened
said.
over there in producer land, Adam?
We were having technical difficulties, and I had to like solve it on the fly. It was like very pressure oriented because we were running ads, and then I was trying to get back to you guys, and everything went to shit.
But you did it, man, and we're back.
Oh, hell yeah, I did it.
We're
Fucking
back.
clean, man. I fixed that in under a minute.
Oh man,
you ever see those NASCAR pit shit, whatever, where they change the tires and stuff?
That's you.
That's exactly how I felt, man.
That's the pressure of producing here at the Woodward Sports Network.
That's
and
amazing.
Obviously, you guys have been with us, a lot of you, since day one, so you've seen this all progress over time. And, you know, thank you guys for sticking with us through some technical difficulties like yesterday when our internet was down and stuff like that. But we can't thank you enough for sharing this on Facebook, for retweeting on Twitter, and watching on YouTube. Our YouTube numbers are starting to pick up. So if you're on Facebook right now, slide on over to YouTube. Give us a subscribe. We don't care where you watch. Eventually, we're going to be everywhere on every platform. We're just waiting on that brand new internet to come in.
I just want to say to all of you watching right now, we see you.
Yes, and we thank
who
you.
else could help me see a lot better was Dr. Yeldo.
Ah.
Dr. Yeldo, I said, you see what I just did there? Hey, quick shout out though, Dr. Yeldo, the man. So call right now, get a free evaluation. If you're thinking about getting LASIK, I'm telling you, I was scared. Stick convinced me, and now I just want to come over here and give him a big hug.
Hey!
So
everybody is scared of that for some reason, and it is scary. I mean, it's a laser in your
Corey's
eye.
one of them.
Yeah, it's a laser in your eye, but honestly, like, it was over like that, and it was great.
There's nothing wrong with that. It takes 5 minutes, so call for your free evaluation at 1-800-398-EYES or go to YeldoEyeCenter.com. We love you, Dr. Yeldo.
Thank you, Dr. Yaldo. So the Bucks, I love what they're doing at the Super Bowl. They've declared they are wearing the home white jerseys because they get to play the Super Bowl at home. Like, how awesome is that? They're like, not only are we gonna, like, we're claiming the white jerseys now.
So technically, they're a away team on this game.
Technically, they just pissed on the Super Bowl and claimed it. Like, they're a dog right now.
If they lose this though, I'm gonna be so mad. Just for that reason. First, because you a Brady hater. I feel like deep down inside.
I'm not a Brady hater. I got money on the game.
My bookie, baby.
Dude, like, come on. So you're betting against Brady?
We'll get into all
so
that.
I covered my ass, but we'll get into that
Yeah,
later.
we'll get into that next week. We'll go Super Bowl heavy next week. I don't want to get into Adam's pick right now.
Oh my gosh! If you bet against Brady, you're an idiot. All right, go ahead.
Well, you go ahead. You were talking.
No, you go talk. Listen.
What do you think about them wearing the home whites?
That's freaking sweet.
Yeah.
Because it's like, first off, I mean, they've earned that respect.
Yeah.
A team that hasn't made the freaking playoffs since 2007, and then all of a sudden gonna make the playoffs. Tom Brady's first year, gonna go to the Super Bowl. Like, what the heck? How perfect could a guy be?
I don't have an opinion on it. I have a lot of.
Thanks, Corey.
I have a lot of friends. I mean, I don't have an opinion on like whether it's good or bad. I think it's dope, but I have a lot of dumb friends that are just they hate Tom Brady so much. Oh, the league has been in the rules for Tom Brady to let the Bucks wear the. Wait, look here. He ain't gonna get no extra boost out of it. I think it's dope because it's a unique situation. They're at home for the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean...
But they're technically supposed to be the away team.
And you see, I asked Ryan Smith whether they're going to take the visitors locker room. He said, I don't even know.
That would be hilarious. Like, you go to your own stadium, you walk in like you normally do, and they're like, get in the guest locker room, which aren't as sweet as the home locker rooms ever.
No, it's like, dude, what do? You take all your stuff and move over to the next locker room? It's like, that's interesting.
That's just stupid. Like, honestly, it's just stupid. Like, the NFL should have their shit together to know that, they're there. This is their stadium. Let's just, who cares what locker room they're in?
Easy transition.
Right. They're making more work for themselves.
And also, too, you still have to factor this in. You got the COVID situation, so it's better to just go ahead and keep those guys in their same locker rooms as opposed to switching.
They got alternate locker rooms. They would not take their actual Bucks locker room. Hell no. Because those are all their personalized lockers.
That's how they do it in the Super Bowl, though. Like, when the Super Bowl was in Ford Field, someone was in the Lions locker room, bro.
Like the actual?
Yes.
It's not like the alternate locker room?
No. This isn't like high school where they make the away team to go sit in the end zone during halftime, like have their meeting
So they
there.
got like somebody going to be at, just this year if Tom Brady didn't make it, someone would be at Tom Brady's locker.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They got to clean out on the last game.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the saddest parts of any NFL season is like, oh, I'm not going to be back here for 4 months. Better clean out my shit.
That'd be dope. I'm going to take Tom Brady's locker all day.
Right? Like you find Tom Brady's locker. Yeah, but no, that's how they do it. I mean, they got to use the locker. There's only 2 locker rooms. It's not like they build one like, in case we have the Super Bowl, let's have a 3rd locker room in
No,
here.
I guarantee you they got alternate locker rooms in these fields. They have to.
I don't think so.
They have to.
I know at least in basketball,
Pistons do.
They got 3 lockers.
They have like little different alternate locker rooms.
Ooh, I like Robbie Archer's comment on this. If you're the Chiefs, you do not let them have their locker room. Anything you can do to keep them uncomfortable.
The Chiefs earned it.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. What I was saying about this is like they earned the right to have that home locker room. So it's like, what do you do in that situation? It's like, do you bend the rules because it's a unique situation? Because and again, you're gonna have to bend the rules again in the future.
Right.
I guarantee you though they got like some deal because technically this isn't the Bucks field because I guarantee the way they look at it as all right, Super Bowl what is it, 55 or something? I don't even know what year it is. Super Bowl.
I don't even know what year it is.
I don't know what year it is. But like the Super Bowl, I guarantee you, like in their contract that they have, it's not like Bucks home locker room, Bucks away locker room. It's just the home team, the away team. That's the way they got to do it.
Yeah, but the Bucks aren't the home team, and they've already established that they're wearing their home jerseys, so they're taking that from Kansas City. And if Kansas City wants to let them have the locker room, they're going to take that from. I get you say this has set a precedent, but how often has the home team played at their own facility?
It's never
happened. So this is a once in a lifetime thing that's happening right now. I mean, we're 55 Super Bowls deep, and we've never had to deal with this.
Hey, you want to use your home lockers? You should have won home field advantage.
Exactly. And that's
right. Instead
exactly
of losing
it.
to the Rams in Week 8.
Oh, we're seeing that Ford Field has multiple locker rooms.
Thank you,
not
Robbie.
sure why, but Hobnobble Gobble, we used to use one as an artist green room.
Yeah.
But how big
No,
is that
the
locker
Lions.
room?
The Lions know what they're doing, guys. They're prepped for this because they know they're never going to be in the Super Bowl doing that. So they have the alternate lockers.
They built them. They're like, oh god,
I don't want anyone ever touching our home lockers. That's a part of their contract. No one. See, but in Detroit, no one will ever touch your locker.
right. I mean,
Actually, you're comparing basketball to football, and I know you mentioned this just now, and we were talking in the background. How the hell do they have a locker room that big enough to fit a whole football team?
right. That's 52 players.
That's a lot
plus
of
coaches.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, why? Like, why you have enough third locker room that big?
Right. So I just thought that was awesome how the Bucks are just establishing dominance early. Like they're like, no, we're gonna wear our home whites, which won't help them win, won't help them lose. But they've declared this their home game already. I guess they kind of already did that with it being in their stadium. But this locker room situations, it's gonna be fun to watch. Like this is all the little nuances of a Super Bowl where you have 2 weeks leading up to it that you can pick apart these things that you normally wouldn't think of.
I will say this: it is some funny gamesmanship just to be like, hey, we're wearing our white jerseys.
It is. It's mental shit.
See, but I would take the standpoint of for the Chiefs. Listen, I'm so excited that the Super Bowl is at your home because I'm going to come win the Super Bowl in your home.
Yeah,
in front of all your fans.
I'm telling you, it's like dogs marking their territory right now. Like they mark their territory with the jerseys. The Chiefs are going to come back and pee on the jerseys and say, nope, we get the locker room. This is our home now. So
I hope they do. I really do.
Yeah. And if you want to bet on the Super Bowl, make sure you use MyBookie. That's what pretty much all of us have been doing around. Even Fish has gotten in on betting.
Dude, Fish is addicted to gambling.
Yeah, Fish is like last week we taught him how to bet. This week he has
take
bet
responsibility for this.
Every single day Fish has given us lines. Like he's going nuts on it. So if you go to MyBookie right now, you can enter promo code Woodward and they will match up to your first deposit up to 50%, which is amazing. So go.
I think Joey is a beautiful example of how to use MyBookie.
Right.
He went in, he put $100. They gave him 50% of that, which is an additional 50. He takes a measly $10 and turns it into $87. That is amazing.
That's
literally Sheffield United. Ask me to name a player. Ask me to name a color jersey.
No, just tell me where it is.
I have no clue. I don't know anything. I don't even know what sport they play, damn it. Plus 871. Adam literally just made me bet $10 on them yesterday. Won $87. So thank you, Adam.
Can we talk about Adam's parlay yesterday?
You hit?
Ooh.
Can we talk about your parlay? Yeah.
You won it?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Tell him, man.
So with Fish introducing me to these new sports, I went ahead and did a 3-team parlay in soccer. I had Sheffield United winning, which is what I told Joey to do.
So that's plus 87 right there.
So I already hit that one. I had Burnley beating West Ham, and that's all English soccer, just so you guys are clear. And then today, there's a game at 3 o'clock. Tottenham versus Liverpool. It's like a super important game apparently in the league. They're
you did
one
not
of the best
bet against
teams.
Liverpool.
He did.
I did. I have Tottenham winning actually.
I love how you guys aren't even betting on real sports like here.
If they win, I turn $5 into $700. Fun fact too, I can cash out right now a $5 bet into $200.
Oh, you have? You gotta do it.
I'm not a bitch.
Wow.
I'm not a bitch.
I don't pull up my parlays.
BBOAT.
I'm not pulling out, man. I'm going for it. But I'll tell you guys after the show.
Hey, we're all watching.
We're gonna do something cool with it.
All of a sudden, we're gonna be the Woodward Soccer Network. It's gonna be insane.
So what team is this again?
Joey, I got more plugs for you.
No, I can't. Listen, that's all the luck for the year that I have right there.
No, it's not luck. I called that shit.
Betting against Manchester United.
Adam, turn up the beds real quick. I gotta play something for both of you guys. This is for Joey and this is for Adam.
Play him. Pay that man his money.
Pay that man his money.
Right.
Shout out to Rounders.
Money.
Speaking of like gambling and Rounders and like the stock market, have you guys been seeing what's going on with Reddit and how they're like totally manipulating the stock market? Like this has been like the biggest buzz on anything that I've seen. Like if you haven't heard Reddit, you know what Reddit is. It's just a bunch of subrooms of people talking to each other, sharing ideas, sharing insults, just sharing stuff, right?
Yeah.
So there's a group in Reddit that now was it called Wall Street Bets or something like that? And they're dictating what stocks all these millennials and all these people on Reddit are going to buy. And they drove GameStop's app from $4 all the way to $300, and every day they're doing this, and it's changing Wall Street's freaking out about this, saying they're going to shut down Wall Street if this keeps happening. But this is what the stock market is, supply and demand, right?
I mean, you think of a GameStop.
That's right, baby.
A GameStop, for example. I'd go take the baddest video game into a GameStop, and they give me like $1 for it. And now all of a sudden, they got one of the highest stock jumps in the
the thing
game.
with the stock market, Joey, is the market dictates the price.
Right.
The company does it.
Right.
So if everybody in the chat, another 1,000 people went and bought 100 stocks of GameStop, it's going to drive up the price, not bring it down. The price goes down when you sell and people panic and sell.
Right.
So all it takes is a Reddit thread saying, sell your GameStop stock. That thing will be $20 by the end of the day.
Well, that's the thing with stocks. There's only a limited amount. So while people are paying more, that's what dictates the stock. You know, like when Rocket went public, there was only 20,000 shares available. And that's what dictates the stock. And then eventually they'll add more onto that. But this has just been fun to watch. Like,
Corey's right now buying GameStop.
You're over there buying GameStop.
No, but a couple of my friends, they actually came up off of that because they were just playing around with the stock market and bought GameStop last year and sat on it. So
right.
A couple of them came up with some bands.
Yesterday was BlackBerry. Like BlackBerry is what?
Kidding me?
Yeah, like who the fuck has had a BlackBerry since 2003? Wow. Like BlackBerry is
This
just
is my first phone.
It was everybody's first phone. Like everybody loved BlackBerries. They had the full keypad. We all thought that was awesome.
Brick Breaker, that game.
Yeah, well, it was the evolution of that Nokia Snake phone. You know, like that was the technology. Then everybody went to BlackBerries, and then they went to shit. The only person I still know that has one is Kim Blockkamp.
Yep.
She's the only person in the world I know that still has a BlackBerry. But BlackBerry stock went through the roof yesterday just because all these Reddit kids are just like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's buy BlackBerry.
And AMC. AMC stock skyrocketed. It was like $3 or $4 a share, and that went up to $20.
Wow.
Am I allowed to do this? Or am I going to get in trouble?
What? Buy the stock?
Chat, can everybody go buy MGM stock and help me out? I bought it when it was $10. If you guys could get it up to like 37 or 40,
it'll get back
I'd
up
be a
to
happy
60
guy.
because that's where it was like before the COVID. You know, because they're
No, actually,
is it
that's why I
MGM
bought
Bet
it.
or just MGM?
No, just MGM casinos.
Yeah.
So their stock was trading 52-week high at $32, and then when COVID happened, it dropped down to 10.
Right.
And I don't know,
Because a lot of theirs is based on entertainment. It's based on hotel reservations and stuff like that.
It's based on sports. And
also,
then sports
that
came back and it started climbing.
So how, with all the gambling and shit going legal, didn't it skyrocket a little bit or no?
For MGM? Yeah, well, their app definitely adds value to their company.
Right.
But FanDuel also went up. You know, my bookies, I don't know. I don't think
Skyrocketed on the bets.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think all of these apps have gone through the roof because of the demand right now, and that's why they're giving out so much free fucking money.
But this is just crazy, though, to see what trolls in the internet can freaking make happen.
Right.
GameStop is on top of the world.
GameStop.
And I can't tell you the last time I walked into a GameStop.
Was that you that tweeted it out about the Lions coaching staff?
No.
Oh, who was that? Was that you, Corey?
Which one?
The stock it showed, or what did it show? It showed GameStop's stock, like how it was green here and then just shot up, and it was like a look at the Lions coaching staff.
That
and it's
was
just
me.
us, and then all of a sudden we shoot
the
up
hell's
with Dan
controlling our
Campbell.
Twitter?
Yeah, who else is on our Twitter that tweeted that?
Well, not
now I'm
me.
confused.
Oh, wow, yes. That's great.
So that's it's just crazy what's going on, and if Wall Street shuts down because of a bunch of Reddit threads, how I just don't understand economics at that point. Like if a Reddit thread can shut down Wall Street, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
These
here.
kids, man.
I know, it's awesome.
The trolls.
It's like
baby.
when they trolled Donald Trump for his rally, and all of them bought like the free online tickets, registered, and they're like 4 million people are coming to this, and only like 7,000 showed up. But the Republican National Party thought, oh my God, there's such a demand, but it was just a Reddit thread saying, go reserve all these tickets so nobody else can go.
Yeah.
It was, these kids, man, love them. Absolutely love the creativity behind it. Let's talk a little bit about the new coach in Texas.
Ooh, boy.
Just disrespect on this one, I feel like.
Disrespect to who?
Someone else who was up.
Eric
that we
Bieniemy?
all- Yes.
Okay.
Who we all thought should deserve a head coaching opportunity, but it's looking like he's not going to get it now.
I don't know if it's disrespect. It's
Not disrespect, but I'm just saying, like,
What
this
if-
dude,
what
this
if
dude
it's
is like the
none of the
oldest
above?
first-time NFL head coach.
The oldest.
But
I
what
love
if it's
that.
none of the above? What if he doesn't like the situation and he's being super picky?
Yep.
Or more likely, option number 2, he knows Andy Reid has 2 to 3 years left.
Bing, 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 bing.
And then he's just going to take over from there. I mean,
Which I agree.
I'd
I
rather
think-
have Patrick Mahomes and sit in the back seat.
Yeah, would you rather
100%.
wait 2-3 years for Patrick Mahomes or go gamble your whole life on not even Deshaun Watson being there?
It's 2
Yeah,
3
look how it
years of
worked out
going
for
back
Matt
to the
Patricia.
Super Bowl.
What's that?
It's going to be 2 or 3 years of going back to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, of course.
Yeah.
It's the question we asked, I think it was last week. Would you rather be like the best sixth man in the world, or would you rather be an average starter? And, you know, right now, he's the best assistant or coordinator in the league, period, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so would you rather be the best and play that role really well, or try to risk it for the biscuit?
No biscuit.
No biscuit. But I agree with Adam on that. I like, after thinking about it, it's like, okay, this guy, they're saying he doesn't interview well here, so maybe he's just like doing this as a formality because he knows he's next in line in KC, and why would you want to fumble that option away?
there's also
I don't know how
another
Cora
option.
feels about that, but I doubt that. I don't think he's going into those interviews self-sabotaging. I think he's going all in on those interviews.
I don't know if he's self-sabotaging, but if I knew I had a sweet job lined up, I wouldn't be, you
I
know.
also think that, I mean, if you look up Eric Bieniemy, he does have a past of some of a few issues, legal issues.
Really? What types? I don't know about that.
He's had some issues where he's choked a female parking attendant.
Parking attendant.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, if you go,
She ain't
you
giving him his
Chad
money
Wheeler's
back or
gun
what?
coach.
Oh, God.
Hey, I won't lie. Sometimes
soon.
in Detroit,
Too soon.
Sometimes in Detroit, they try hustling me on that park, and I want to do the same damn thing.
He's had he's like I said, he had that incident. He's had a DUI before.
Nah.
So I mean, but it's like I said, he's just had a series of events in the past. I'm just saying they could be using that against him on top of if he doesn't interview well. So it could be a multitude of things.
Right.
What would you do, though? Would you seriously, if you had this opportunity, because obviously as a head coach, you're going to be making a lot more money than an offensive coordinator. What would you want for yourself, though, to go take this opportunity and prove to the world that, hey, you are that good that you could change an entire organization, or wait 2 to 3 years for that opportunity that you don't even know you'll have?
Yeah.
I don't think there was a job out here, honestly, that was appetizing enough for him to go run and go take. And he was probably of the mindset of like, I'm in a good spot right now. I don't really like any of these openings that are available. They could be actually doing a disservice to me. Why don't I just go? I'm going to go interview, and I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, get my name.
But at the same time, they're going to have to make me an offer that I literally cannot refuse to get me out of the spot that I'm in right now, because he's not going to get fired as the Chiefs offensive coordinator. So, hey, you know what? I don't like any of these jobs. Make me an offer I really can't refuse. And if you can't, I'm going to go ahead and stay here and wait the next go around.
I mean, so we started talking about the Texans head coach, and it's just turned into Eric Bieniemy conversation, because we were assuming that's why it's been waiting so long, because the Texans were going to steal him after their season was over, but obviously that's not happening. They got Culley in there. Let's talk a little bit about him. He is the oldest first-time coach in NFL history at 65 years old. He's the 7th head coach hired this offseason. He's the 5th minority head coach that will be in the league this year, so I know that's something that you're excited about.
I'm excited about it, but at the same time, and I said I don't want to go back to Airbnb, but you got to on this aspect. There were people in national media saying that if Airbnb doesn't get a job this go around, then it's another slap in the face with the minority issue. I mean, well, hey, 2 minorities were hired this offseason, Robert Saleh, then you got Dick Cullen, and he's black, and the Texans brought him in, so it makes me wonder. Maybe it's not a race thing. Maybe it's just might be him.
So how does it feel that the next black coach is the oldest person?
Took him a while to earn those stripes, but he got them. Because the Ravens, he was coaching with the Ravens. He was their assistant head coach and passing coordinator, which. The Ravens passing coordinator like that? I haven't seen a Ravens passing game in 2 years, so that's kind of scaring me. But the Ravens will get 2 third-round picks because of the minority hire in 2021 and 2022.
Now, that is scary when you look at it just on that level. But at the same time, he also did coach under Andy Reid.
Yes.
So they're probably going to be looking more to that Andy Reid aspect as opposed to the his time with the Ravens, because Lamar Jackson he can throw the football, but he's not a great thrower of the football. You're going to utilize his assets to the
Don't
best
tell
of his
Joik
ability.
that. Joik thinks he can throw the ball better than Cam Newton.
No, no.
I know. I feel you, Corey. I know. I hear that shit too.
They're probably they probably just schemed around utilizing him to his best abilities as opposed to just trying to convert him to something that he's not.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
Yeah, it is smart. And speaking of smart, going back to the conversation we were just having about Reddit, Robinhood has disabled trading on AMC, on GameStop, and on NOK, whatever that is, etc. Nokia. So BlackBerry. Proving that the little guy was never allowed to win. And then Mark Cuban just tweeted about it too. So the Robinhood app and IBKR ending trading on Wall Street bet stocks because they are losing their ass on these trades, or maybe they don't have the cash to enable the trades on this scale. Anyone have any insight on the economics? So if Mark Cuban's confused on the economics, I don't feel as bad being just totally blown away on the economics.
How do you do that? Like, how do you just take it off of Robinhood like that?
Because they're losing their ass, which is crazy. Because what's happening, I mean, not to go back to it, but rich people have been doing this shit forever. Like getting 4 guys with a couple $1 million, throwing it into a stock and watching it rise, then cashing out underneath it and watching it fall again. Like, this is what rich people do. Now that common citizens are doing it, they're like, no. We got to stop. We got to stop. So if Mark Cuban's mad about it, I think we should all be pissed about it.
You know what? I like this. We're getting the rich people right now. This is great.
I mean, the stock market's been crazy. I don't want to get political, but it's changed definitely in the past week.
I think it's bullshit, though.
Yeah, it's changed in the past week, though. Like, the Dow's been on its longest losing streak in a year, and, this is what happens when you make changes. So let's take a quick break. When we come back at 9:50, what do we got?
Fish Facts.
Fish Facts coming up next. We'll be right back.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Spinning him down, putting the ball in the one. Second and goal, and short foul goes in for the touchdown.
George! What's up, George? Hey, George! Hey, Joy! Hey! Hey!
All right, it is 9:50. It is time for Fishy. Welcome, Fish. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. It's Thursday.
It is
Exciting.
Thursday. That's Fish's Facts for today. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Fish.
Thank you, Fish.
You may now exit.
Fish, what is your fact for today?
All right, we're going to go back to Joey's bet. So, Sheffield United won yesterday.
Yes.
It's a very big win.
Yeah, right they did, baby.
What sport?
Soccer.
Okay, it's a soccer team.
Or football, most people call it. Anyways, the last win against Manchester United was February 14th, 1993.
Good Lord.
Wow.
You know what I heard? If you're not a mank, you're a wank. Isn't that what they say for Manchester United?
Yes.
The soccer hooligans?
Yeah.
If you're not a mank, you're a wank.
See, I'm happy you didn't say this yesterday because I probably would have backed out of my bet, knowing that it's been 27 years.
I wouldn't have let you.
Okay, good. Good.
And they have 4 wins of their last 23 games.
Wow, that's not good. They're like the
So,
Pistons right now.
Yeah, and they're in last place in the league.
Okay, so they are like the Pistons right now.
Yeah, they have 2 wins and 2 ties and 16 losses.
Good Lord. How many?
But it don't matter because they won yesterday, baby.
As long as I got the money on them.
You know what this is like? It's like, for me, there's one team that I will never in my life forget.
The Sheffields?
They're added to this list. But the first one is Appalachian State when they beat Michigan. It's like, that's just a random-ass team that I'll never forget now.
Right.
Because of that game. And now Sheffield United. Let's go, baby.
And what else you got for us today, Fish?
Are you a Pink fan, Joey?
Yeah, of course I'm a Pink fan.
You should get Sheffield's pink jerseys.
Ooh.
They look pretty sweet.
He thought you were talking about the artist Pink.
No.
He was like, oh yeah, I got all her albums.
I knew you meant that.
Talk about the color pink.
Yeah. So what else you got, Fishy?
We have bets.
What's your bets for today?
I'm picking Michigan State over Rutgers.
I like that.
There you go.
I'm picking them in the spread as well, so they have a +3 for the spread. I don't know how they're not favored, but
Right. I can't believe Fish has gone so far.
+3.
This is great.
Yes, amazing.
+3 on Michigan State, and the total over and under is 142. So I'll go under, I guess.
Okay. All right. Maybe bet the money line.
Yeah, money line for Michigan State.
Yep. Okay.
Fish knows it all. It's been 3 freaking days. He knows it all.
He already knows about
Ever
money
since
lines.
that video came out.
Right.
Now we need to do a video of him teaching me.
Right. Well, Fish, what else you got? Is that it?
I'm going Tottenham today.
Tottenham today.
I
Okay.
am going for them. I was reluctant to go for them, but I'll go for them.
Awesome.
Please, Fish. They need to win.
They need Adam's
They need
parlay
to win.
needs to come through. Oh, well, great. Well, thank you very much, Fish. We appreciate that. You got anything else for us?
I'm picking the over. for
You're
that game
over.
as well.
Got it. All right.
Which is 3.
Thank you, Fish. I hope you're right.
I hope you're right too.
Paul in the chat right now said he won some money this morning at 1 a.m. on Chinese basketball.
Nice.
So,
Oh my, really?
nothing wrong with betting right now, man. And make sure you use my bookie. Thank you very much, Fish, for Fish's facts and Fish's bets.
You're very welcome.
We appreciate you every single day. And now it's time for Joey's dumbass of the day.
This one we had a big topic about today, and it's something that makes us all sick. So it is obvious that our dumbass of the day is the offensive line, formerly of the Seahawks. Probably never going to see a football field ever again. Chad Wheeler.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Yeah.
Dumbass, everything that he did, just disgusting.
If we had a dumbass of the year, dumbass of your life, and dumbass of eternity, it would be Chad Wheeler.
Yep. So the domestic violence.
Am I going to be dumbass of the day?
You
Tomorrow? Cash out on my parlay?
No.
And Tottenham lose?
We're going to see.
Well, I was about to actually break some news.
I mean, listen.
Oh, hold on. Corey's got breaking news.
It's something we've already known, but now it's official. Deshaun Watson has officially requested his trade from the Houston Texans.
Oh, I thought that happened.
Nah.
No,
All right.
before it was like speculated. Now he's actually went to them, and he said them hiring David.
I was just gonna say
It's because of the coach?
I was gonna say, is
David
that why?
Culley hasn't changed a thing.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, but
Nor
you're gonna
should
do
it.
it
Nor
hours
should it.
after that announcement. Okay.
What a dick move for that new coach, too, though. Like they hoped it would help, and they're just like, nope. Fish, go ahead. What you got to say on Adam's mic real quick?
Corey broke the news before ESPN.
Hey, Corey!
Nothing new.
We love you, Corey. Thank you guys very much for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show. Tomorrow is Friday. We're getting closer and closer to the Super Bowl. Obviously, lots of sports news. We'll get to it all tomorrow, but thank you guys for waking up with us, for sharing this on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate you. So have a great Thursday. Goodbye.
Have a good one.
Corey.